So let's talk a little bit about customer concerns and also sort of that relationship between you as the entrepreneur and your customers. So you need to think about things. So when your customers come to you with different concerns about the product, they want you to add additional features, which we kind of discussed, or they just don't think it's as quick as it needs to be, or it's too expensive. People come with real world concerns. Now certainly you're only going to hear, well, I shouldn't say you're only going to hear, but a lot of times you hear people with negative feedback more than you hear people with good feedback. And certainly in those early stages, you should be soliciting that feedback. You want to hear what people want out of your product. Entrepreneurs tend to be very sort of look down the tube, like they think they have the greatest idea and they don't want to change anything for anyone. And you can't be that way when it comes to being an entrepreneur. You really do need to listen to that feedback. Ultimately, what your goal is in this sort of development phase is to get your product out there, get it in front of people, have people testing it, have people voicing their concerns, giving you ideas on ways to make it better. And then ultimately, maybe they then get the better product and they love it. So you want good reviews, you want market exposure, you just want traffic. You want your product out there in the view of people. Certainly not at too early of a stage, but you definitely do want it out there so that when you actually officially launch, that day when that comes, you have a built-in market who is getting the final product. There's already reviews out there for it. Maybe there's people who've left reviews on YouTube already. We're not going to get into all the ways they've left reviews, but if somebody new, so now a new customer, they hear about your product on the news or on CNN, whatever it might be, CNET. They hear about it and they like it and they go and research it, and hey, there's already reviews out there and people saying, hey, this is awesome, I loved it. The company's come a long way, they really made some changes, this is perfect now, whatever the case might be. That's what's going to get you sales ultimately. Think of that same sort of perspective. Your product is launched and it gets market exposure, press releases, and somebody wants to investigate a bit and they go out and there's nothing out there about your company. They're going to be a lot more hesitant to actually invest in your product and buy it. So you want all those early adopters to pay off for you in some ways. Those are the people who are going to be leaving you reviews, leaving you, usage like on videos on YouTube, putting Twitter comments up, and put some of that feedback on your own company website as well. You're trying to create a whole snowball effect, if you will. So, but back to those customers, definitely listen to them and their concerns. Don't dismiss them. But at the same time, you do have to balance what's sort of a valid concern versus what's maybe one specific person's issue with the product that you maybe don't want to incorporate into your product because it doesn't benefit the whole.